people very easy. Uh, and in today's day and age, when information is really where you're at, information is basically a key currency globally. The internet is a source of that currency. So it's a well and truly democratic platform. Uh, it has in so many ways completely changed how democracies work and how common people can fundamentally come together to get things done very simply. And what's also important is that it has upfront power hierarchies because everyone now has access to information. Uh, what's incredible is that you guys can now get a lot of stuff done that wasn't possible earlier just because you didn't have information around a certain issue or around a certain cause. Uh, the platform where I work at, that's at the forefront of so many revolutions all over the world. So you take the protests in Turkey, you take the protests in Tunisia, Syria, Egypt. Twitter is being used by everyone to register their protest, to come together, to find their voice. I feel that same can be true for Afghanistan, where people are using the technology constructively to get things done. 2 years ago, I was at Change.org and there was a brutal gang rape in Delhi. The response to it was street protests, if you remember. At Change.org, I led a campaign which basically organized around this issue and channelized all the anger into an online petition with more than 8 lakh signatures, 800,000 signatures, which we submitted to the Prime Minister, which we submitted to the President's office, and which we submitted to the meeting that was set up by the government. What was interesting was that the government at that point in time, as people were protesting, if you remember, the rapists had been arrested and people were still protesting. So the government couldn't quite understand why people were protesting. They didn't understand that there was a massive disconnect between what the government was trying to do and what the people wanted. And that's where the internet came in and helped everyone organize around the same cause with effectiveness that hadn't been seen before. Today, with the new government in place in India, if you looked at the papers or if you're following stories on Twitter, today itself the Prime Minister has launched the Clean India campaign completely backed by social media. It's a campaign that the Prime Minister is going to be leading. So he's posted photos, he's clean the street and he's posted photos and going to be challenge 9 other people to do the same. Which is where virality comes into play. Which is where issues come into play, wherein what you're doing is that you're harnessing the organizing ability of the internet for common social good, and that's an opportunity that Afghanistan has as well. And I hope that you guys are able to harness it. From an organizing point of view, as I said, that there's this impression that technology organizing on the internet is for areas that are connected. That's not at all true. If you guys have cell phones, you guys are good to. Few years ago, we started a campaign. What you need in communities? You need communities that care about issues. You need coordination among communities that need organizing around these, which the internet helps. And you basically need to figure out how to use your cell phones as mechanisms of strengthening your voice, how to use your cell phones as mechanisms of registering your protest, how to use your cell phones as mechanisms of effecting substantial change and organizing around these issues. So 2 years ago, we started this campaign where in this rural state of Bihar, these two teachers had been engaged for 2 years. And what we were able to do is we were able to start an online campaign. And with just 500 signatures, the teachers got paid. because people who signed those petitions also started calling the deputy commissioner. And suddenly, the deputy commissioner realized that he wasn't the lack of action wasn't not being noticed. It was being noticed, and he was forced to act. In fledgling democracies like Afghanistan, it's almost important that citizen practices that using and affects that for social good. We at Twitter are very hopeful of making what happens to you guys, and please let us know if anything that we can do for you that will help people there find their voice and express it. I can name now, how do you want, how do you guys want this to work? Is there any questions that we have to take?
Hello, sir. Do you think we should finally be able to see video of you as well?
Can you just type the questions into the message bar so I can read them? Because I can't, the voice is a little.
No, actually, it was a request for the audience to be able to see the video.
So what I'm saying is, if you can type the questions into the Skype message bar, I can read them and answer them. I can't hear what you guys say.
But دوستای سوال دارم در رابطه با صحبت آقای رحیم میشه که سوالات رو مطرح کنید اینجا بهتون برسید.
Oh, if you're using that, I can take questions from there. Yeah, you can basically send me questions via. Question by Syed Modari, how to use social media for crowdfunding and disaster responding. Should I respond to that? So Syed Modari has asked me how to use social media for crowdfunding and disaster responding. Syed, you know what's very important with the social is that you can get coordination done. As I said, like with for example, with jnkflibrary.org, what we're able to do is we provide avenues for people who wanted to act. What you need to do is you need to figure out your ask is you need to find credible persons, and you push that ask on that and keep the message. Be very clear with your communication. You need to find credible persons. Be very clear with communication, and basically that's how, as I said, like formation of communities is you're looking for. And internet will help you do that. Over time, you realize that a lot of people who want to help don't want to come together because the world is a much more solid place now than it was 60 years ago. No? You realize that hashtags go viral, people organize around them, and people organize information around them. So it's a very, very good idea for you to be exploring, to looking at existing ability of what you have and making sure you're making the best use of that. So if you questions, just tweet your question with the hashtag, and we should be able to get some more questions.
اگر کسی سوال داره تو فرمایید اگر هشتگ نمیشه گوگل دیگه شما خلاص هشتگ دو نکته ندارید کسی هست که سوال داشته باشه دو خواسته باشه از آقای راهی پرسان بشه که همونجا بستن
آقای راهی رفته در توییتر کار میکنم پس کارمنده ارشد توییتر در ایندیا هستن
برای خودم سپاسگزار کسر سم رئیس شوکی انجام سوال ما است که در بحث خود حادثاتی که در سطح جامعه اتفاق افتاده و على خصوص مصرفش که در هندوستان است یا در افغانستان است، گاهی رسانه‌های دست جمعی بسیار تاثیرگذار بودند که ذهنیت‌ها را آماده بسازد که مردم به حکومت کنند. ما چطور می‌توانیم یک پروگرامی که رسانه‌های صوتی و تصویری هم ما را در اونجا یاری نمی‌کنند جلب توجه جامعه را بکنیم و یک برنامه فعالیت در اونجا ما عملی بسازیم.
Mr. Rahim, if you could hear me, and the question is also being typed for you. The question is, at times when we do not have the cooperation from the mass media, how we can mobilize people. Can you hear me, sir? How we can mobilize people to attract the support. I hope you got the question.
I didn't hear that. What I'm saying is that if you could just type the question, how can we mobilize people when there is little population filtration? Yeah. See, the good part about social media is that it's upset the information hierarchy. All you need to focus on really is your own storytelling skill and use existing tools and avenues of telling your story. The good part about social media is that it lets you develop a history. Now, if you look at all over the world, you will realize that over the last 4-5 more number of stories than history. On all big stories basically are broken on social media for common people. Because what the phone does is it gives you the ability to be a reporter at any point, anywhere. While you're still sort of wondering how to deploy resources, how people around a site where news breaks can upload photos, upload videos, upload tweets, or send messages on the go. What's important to do is that over time you basically just need to build an audience for yourselves. And these things don't happen overnight. They take time. So you need to be very, very careful with the information that you're putting out. But you now have the ability to not depend on mainstream media at all. I'm not saying that that's the best way to do it. Mainstream media comes on board, that's all the more better. But you actually have the ability to reach out to a parallel audience by yourself. You can tell your own story without there being an intermediary. What you need to then focus on is very, very strong, lucid, and clear storytelling skills. You need to be able to communicate to your client, look at what medium suits you best, look at what medium has what strengths, and what complements the story that you're trying to tell. And you should be good to go.
دیگه سوال کسی داره؟
Sure.
بفرمایید. همونجا برش استاد چون برش بگم. شما سوال دارید بگید.
سوال من از آقای خورشید نیست که مشخصاً تاثیر رسانه‌های اجتماعی در دنیای هیچی بوده. من مثال
صحیح سوال هم گرفته شد.
نه ما یک مثال دیدم که ما بیشتر شد. پارسال یک دختر اونجا مورد تجاوز گروهی قرار گرفت و بعد رسانه‌های اجتماعی توییتر، فیسبوک در قسمت پلتفرمی زیر دختری که مورد تجاوز قرار گرفت چی بوده و آیا این دانست و مجرمینی که در واقع دستگیر شدن از طریق رسانه‌های اجتماعی اونا
Did you get the question, sir? Sorry, can you start with
What role did social media play? Yeah, I think as I said, government, in spite of arresting the rapists, they've done their bit. But the public anger around the cause was so huge that it literally set the agenda for what happens next. And for the first time, you saw people participating in the process of lawmaking publicly. Earlier, lawmaking was a domain of lawmakers, with people doing it behind closed doors. But this time around, in response to December 2012, the rape case, so many people came out the streets that the government was supposed to listen to them. So, in a nutshell, social media enabled a voice, a collective voice, to be heard in the corridors of power and reflect that voice, reflect anger in that voice in the shape of amendments to the existing rape law. So in that sense, the effect was short term, near term, as well as long term.
دوست عزیز، یک سوال باشه که در مورد استفاده تویتر در رسائل بسیج اجتماعی باشه، سوال تکنیکی در مورد تویتر نباشه. سوال شما چی هست مشخصا در مورد بسیج اجتماعی مردم؟ باشه که سوال مشخص باشه در مورد استفاده رسانه‌های اجتماعی برای بسیج اجتماعی. اگر چیزی که معرفی میشه سوال تکنیکی است درباره استفاده توییتر، رو در وبسایت توییتر میتونید موردش بخونید. سوال دیگه هست دوستان عزیز؟ سوال کسی دیگه سوال داره؟ باشه میره دوستان.
Artificial verification is this one. Well, it's a system in place that ensures that people who are most likely to be impersonated don't get impersonated. So we work with government officials, we work with actors, we work with senior journalists, writers, opinion makers to ensure that the accounts that they have are for people who they claim to be representing. So we work with people and get the accounts verified. Well, as a last word, I really sort of congratulations for organizing this. Hope you do this a lot more, and I hope that you guys are able to use technology to benefit in a way that is used everywhere. And technology is really, it is one of the most democratic platforms in the world. What's incredible is that it places everyone everywhere on the same platform. And are able to use it for your growth and yourself. These support groups and use the internet to its true potential. The are very helpful that we can help you with that. I think that's where I'd like to leave it. Thank you so much for having me. Best of luck with the rest of the conference.
Thank you so much. اکرام شکار از آقای وحید خورشید ایوالوم است که نام‌ها اشتباه می‌شد. امروز جمعیت بیشتر است، تحت قرار گرفتیم. نمی‌دونم چی هست. به هر صورت آرزو دارم تا این قسمت ورکشاپ یا که برای شما نشون در ورکشاپ مفید بوده باشه و قابل استفاده باشه برای شما. حالا بعد 10 دقیقه وقتی چای داریم و بعد از اون دوباره پروگرام ادامه میدیم، اما 10 دقیقه مثل 5 دقیقه روز گذشته نباشه انشاءالله.
خیلی ممنون.